As the twists and turns of joyous melody pulls you from the streets and into the cozy and welcoming confines of a public house, every inch of the proudly decorated wall informs you as to where you are. In a mesmerized daze, as you are lured towards the pulsating jigs and reels of the back bar, the masterful ornamentation crashes and collides with the simplicity of rhythm. And while everything that you see and feel tells you that you are in your beloved homeland of Ireland, this couldn't be further from the truth. The scenes are that of Cleveland, Ohio. Safely nestled against Lake Erie, Cleveland, like many proud, industrious and innovative cities, became a home for Irish immigrants seeking a better life from the Great Famine and beyond. Whilst hundreds of years have passed since the Irish immigrants first came to the land, their history has not only been preserved, but has grown and developed. A traditional Irish music session is not only a celebration of Irish music, but a window into local history. And while any good session is open to everyone, there is always a leader, and the leader provides an invaluable connection between the past and the future.
My name's Francis Quinn, and I am from Cleveland, Ohio. So my dad was born in Dublin, and my mom was born in County Cavan. Mom and Dad were very active with the Gaelic League and the dances, the Cayley dancing. So I would go down to the old Irish, the West Side Irish American Club. It was 9613 Madison. On Saturday nights there'd be Cayley dances, and I'd bring the fiddle and I'd sit in the back row. You know, there was Jimmy Noonan, who was originally from Cleveland. He'd be playing the flute and I'd be playing the fiddle, and there'd be a whole gang of Cleveland traditional Irish musicians, and we learned a lot off those guys, you know, and we'd be sitting behind them, you know, playing what we knew, and they played for the dances, and that started, I think I was about 12, because I remember when I was 12, McCaffrey was 60, Tom McCaffrey. He'd always say, "Oh, I'm expecting a lot out of you, I'm expecting a lot out of you," you know, Tom. The Feshes, I used to sit next to the old timers and play at the Feshes. And I played at Feshes for many years, and I did Irish step dancing too. That's where I learned mostly. Sessions, they were more few and far between, you know. There was the Cleveland Irish Musicians Club that would meet in the basements on Sunday nights, like Johnny Coyne's house, Tom McCaffrey's house, Tom Burns' house. In 2019, Pat and Nikki Custy wanted to find a place to have a good session. Well, I went into Gormley's, I'm like, wow, this place is perfect. And I called up Pat, and Pat showed up, and I said, right at the top of the stairs to the left would be a perfect spot for the session. And we all agreed on that, and that's where we've been since. So we've been doing it, first it was once a month, now it's twice a month. Pat and I and Nikki are supposed to lead the session. And the thing is, you're gonna have good players coming from all these different places that are people passing through town. And in Chicago, they might play all these tunes. In Boston or New York, they might play all these different tunes that we don't normally play. So I'm like, hey, play whatever you want. If I know it, I'll play it. If I don't, I'll sit and listen and probably record it. And so we just go around. Hey, you go all the way around. And it's on the fly. It does keep people on their feet because, you know, if you just say, hey, go, you go, then you know, they got to be ready to go. And it's more fun because, like, if it goes all the way around, it comes back to me, and I wanted to play this tune I was thinking about, and then all of a sudden I false start, or you know, I went into the wrong tune or something, and then stop or something. We can have a good laugh about it anyway. You know, there's a bit of humor mixed up in it, you know, because nobody's perfect, you know, and nobody knows all the tunes. I don't care who you are, you know, and there's thousands and thousands of tunes, you know, like Tom McCaffrey once said. No matter how many tunes you think you know, you're only scratching the surface. And I think he's right. You never know who's gonna show up. The last session we did, there was just Billy and I sitting there. And then the next thing you know, 3 or 4 people came in. These 2 people came in off the street, a kid on the mandolin and a girl on the accordion. And they were good. And we let them play all the tunes that they wanted to play that they knew. You know, it worked out really well. I like my Sunday night session, and I think we do a decent job there. You know, I think it's fun. Like the Plank Road session, I've been to that a couple times, and that's got a different flavor than, say, the Gormley session.
Travelling 2.5 miles northeast from Gormley's, you will find the Plank Road Tavern illuminating Detroit Avenue. This unassuming watering hole every Thursday night tells its own tale of traditional Irish music in Cleveland. From young and old, from uilleann pipes to bouzoukies, the session at Plank Road paints the full hour landscape of trad music. But a curious fly-on-the-wall observer will notice one figure standing out amongst the rich tapestry of musicianship at the Plank. That is 98-year-old Al O'Leary, and as Al moves towards a century of life experiences, he continues to link generations of Irish musicians in Cleveland.
My name is Francis Ruan O'Leary, and my age, 98 years of age. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. My father was from a place called Hartford, County Kerry, and my mother was from a place called Lura, County Tipperary, on the borders of Offaly and Galway, where the 3 provinces meet. We lived in Cleveland for 6 months, and my mother heard there was a farm for sale next to my uncle in a place called Currahaglass in Lura. And my father decided that we're going to buy the farm. My mother was running the farm by herself. My father decided to stay here. I decided, well, I'll go to America. I loved Ireland, but I hated the weather. You know, when I came to Cleveland, I fell in love with it right away. People were friendly, not like New York, you know. Myself and my mother, we set up housekeeping. We got a place down in 91st, an apartment, and there was a lot of Irish over there. 1948, they formed the Gaelic Football Club. 1949, I met Joe Hines. He was from Galway, Athenry, and he played hurling in London. And I met Joe Burke. He was from Tullamore, Offaly, and we decided we're going to have a hurling club. Mm-hmm. And we had a hurling club for 30 years. And you know, we had guys from all over Ireland. Westside Irish American Club, they opened up a new club in 1951 or so. And we had a lot of people coming from Ireland because there was no work over there. So anyway, I was playing music there. And lo and behold, in 1952, my future wife, Mary Celine McNamara, came over. And she said that when she came into the hall, I was the first one she saw on the stage playing music. The Irish dancing and the fashions started, and we had a lot of musicians, mostly from Sligo. So I said to the boys, I said, why don't we form an Irish music club? And we formed an Irish music club, and you know what? We played for fashions all over the country for about 20 years. Sarah Lally Pap went to school with my youngest daughter. They were very good friends. And Sarah was more interested in the music than she was in step dancing. And Tom Scott was a native of County Sligo. And on the quiet, she used to take fiddle lessons from Tom Scott and got to like the fiddle. So anyway, she talked to me, and she says, Al, she says, we're going to buy a place down on Detroit Avenue on one condition, that we have Irish music every Thursday night. And that's how it happened. with Irish music, and gradually the word got around, and the people started coming, and they'd come and bring their instruments, and another next week somebody else would come. Have a lot of people coming now. Well, I had two boys with me, the two English, and they started playing on the tin whistle. Tommy Hastings, he was transferred down to Columbus, and Tommy did an awful lot for music, and he was a great piper. He also played the piano accordion, so he taught them how to play the tin whistle. So they got tired playing the tin whistle, and they graduated to the concert flute, and they are wonderful musicians. Kevin Burke come. Brian Bigley, he was dancing with I think it was Bobby Masterson, and he started taking up the Indian pipes, and now he's making Indian pipes. And then we got a fella from Washington D.C. His name Professor Hughes, I call him. He's a great musician, and he's a professor of music at Case Western Reserve. And the amount of music he has, and he plays a lot of different instruments, and he's a great help to us too.
Ska Acela a Warren Nadina. This old Irish proverb translates to, "We live in each other's shadow." We are all but what has come before us. And as I watch the coming together of generations at the West Side Irish American Club, the connected history of Irish culture through music is clear to see. It's a story that is shared and continued at the sessions, and if you keep your ears open and follow your heart, you may also become a part of this story.